Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Now at 5, families and loved ones are gathering around the dinner table for this Thanksgiving holiday.
It's been a pretty comfortable evening, so hopefully everyone has been taking advantage of it. Our first morning chief meteorologist, Tony Minolfi, is here with what you can expect weather-wise for the rest of the evening.
Boy, I tell you what, crisp and cool out there right now. Feels pretty good. And then we're going to take a look at just how chilly we'll get tonight. Plus, a lot of folks are going to be shopping very early tomorrow morning. Not I. I'll be deep in the heart of REM sleep, but let me take you back outside right now. You can see just a few high clouds out there. What a day. What a day. An area of low pressure is developing near southeast Texas. This disturbance will go up and over the ridge, bring a few showers our way tomorrow, but really other than that, not a whole lot of fanfare on the radar outside right now. Temps up north, low 60s, temps down south in the upper 60s, low 70s. The air is pretty dry out there this evening. If you're making plans to head outside, you won't be dealing with a whole lot of wind, but the air is pretty dry. And Futurecast shows we just have a few clouds out there, no rain to talk about. That will be arriving towards daybreak as the shopping gets underway up there at the Paddock Mall. The evening forecast still looks pretty good. We'll highlight the county-by-county temperatures and the timing of the rain for you, all straight ahead.
As many of us sit down for our Thanksgiving feast, other families aren't as lucky.
Yeah, all week long, volunteers have been packing boxes after boxes of meals for the families in their community that need some help.
Students and staff at Valencia College's downtown Orlando campus were up early this morning helping out at the Salvation Army. WESH 2's Bob Hazen was there with them and tells us this work meant a lot to everyone. This is the second year Valencia College's culinary arts program has made the big meals for the Salvation Army.
The Orlando Magic started their Thanksgiving serving meals at the Coalition for the Homeless. It's a tradition for the Magic's head coach to pay for the meal, so that is exactly what Coach Jamal Mosley did this year before he took his spot in the serving line. And the Magic's first-round draft pick, Anthony Black, handed out the food to dozens of families at their tables.
Just our ability to get back in the community and give and share and show the care and the love we just have for those that, you know, don't have some of the things that we're fortunate enough to have.
I mean, it's just cool knowing that, you know, talking to those kids is going to impact them and they'll remember it for a while.
I think they remember it for a long while. This is the 31st year the Magic staff and players have taken part in the event at the Coalition for the Homeless. And Thanksgiving is all about being with family and sharing meals, but some in our community lack both. So a sharing center and volunteers in Brevard County are making sure that today those in need have a meal and that people are there to share it with them. WESH 2's Scott Heiler spoke to both.
As we get deeper into the winter months and concerns over a triple-demic of COVID-19, the flu, and RSV, you and your health professionals now have more information to help guard against the spread of diseases. And as WESH 2 News reporter Greg Fox explains, the state's COVID data dashboard is now providing even more frequent and detailed information after the settlement of a lawsuit. While the Centers for Disease Control recommends boosters to maintain the effectiveness of vaccines against COVID-19, the Florida Surgeon General does not recommend booster shots for people under the age of 65.
The estranged husband of a missing mother of 4 found dead will remain behind bars. 51-year-old Corey Hill appeared in court this morning, a day after the Orange County Sheriff promised that charges in Shakira Rucker's murder would come. Hill was already in jail without bond on separate charges, accused of shooting at his ex-girlfriend's home. He's now charged with first-degree murder in Rucker's death. Now, taking a look at how we got here, 37-year-old Shakira Rucker had been missing since November 11th after she was last seen with Hill at a Davenport area restaurant. Orange County deputies say it later came to light that Hill was seen driving to a storage facility with Rucker in his car the next day and then driving away without her. Investigators expanded their search for Rucker across Lake, Seminole, and Polk counties until a tip of a foul smell led them to a storage unit in Apopka. Her body was then discovered on the 18th, shot to death. Deputies immediately pointed at Hill, who owned the unit that she was in. We, of course, will continue to follow this investigation into Shakira Rucker's death and the charges against her estranged husband, Corey Hill. We will bring you updates that we get on air and online at WESH.com.
Developing in the Middle East, a 4-day ceasefire between Israel and Hamas will begin tomorrow morning as the first group of hostages will be released. Aid will also begin to flow into Gaza. An agreement calls for some 50 civilians held in Gaza to be turned over to the Israelis, and in return, Israel will release 150 Palestinians from its jails. Meanwhile, pro-Palestinian protesters tried to interrupt the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade in New York today. CNN reports a group broke through the barriers and tried to glue themselves to the street. Police took the protesters into custody and the parade continued on.
We saw some pretty long lines at the airport yesterday, and some of you may be heading back home already tonight. Taking a look now at the flight board for Orlando International Airport this evening, you can see a little bit over 100 flights on time, 13 delayed, and 0 cancellations, just the way we like it. All right, but if you were heading to the airport tonight, you might want to grab a ride share or have a friend or family member drop you off. All garages and economy lots are completely full.
And as we gather around the dinner table tonight, take a moment to be thankful for what you have.
Coming up, a need that has no season. What a new report reveals about food insecurity in America. But first,
from clothing to food donations, I want to tell you about a local nonprofit that's making a difference, a huge difference in the lives of so many people in Orange County. I'm Gail Pascal Brown with that story coming up.
The OUC Orlando Half Marathon presented by Land Rover Orlando.
Join us for this annual tradition
as over 4,000 runners take to the course in the heart of the City Beautiful.
Live coverage starts at 7 in the morning, December 2nd, exclusively here on WESH 2.
Follow your friends, family, and Team WESH 2 as they run the race. Visit WESH.com for training tips and to register now.
We'll see you December 2nd.
Race coverage on WESH 2 is sponsored by Advent Health.
In tonight's Project Community, an organization that gives all year long.
Mentors for Fatherless Children and Abused Families is just 2 years old, but some families are already calling the nonprofit a beacon of hope.
WESH 2's Gail Pascal Brown went out with its founders as they reached out to the community. And if you want to learn more about the organization, volunteer, or donate, just go to our website, wesh.com.
Okay, Osceola County Animal Services has just launched its Holiday Sleepover program. Cats and dogs are able to spend the night with you while they wait for their forever homes. The program gives the animals a break from the shelter and allows them to make connections with potential adopters. It also helps the Animal Services team learn more about their behavior. The shelter provides the supplies, including food, toys, and bedding. There is a 2-week minimum, but the animals can stay for longer. Last year, every animal part of the program ended up being adopted. And there are so many cats and dogs waiting to spend the holidays with you throughout Central Florida. And that's why for our WESH to the Rescue initiative, we are giving a special spotlight each and every week to the animals waiting to be adopted right now. Tune in tomorrow with our friends from Orange County Animal Services right here on WESH 2 News at noon.
All right, let's talk about this forecast. Much cooler. A lot of people here like it, but we've got people coming in still and people already going home, Tony.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're trying to get back to Colorado or Wyoming or Utah, there's a pretty significant snowstorm developing now. Great for folks that are off this week getting some skiing in there, but it's going to be a pain in the neck as we get into the weekend. I'll break that down here for you in a second. There's that storm system now coming into Nevada, about towards Utah, the benches there, and Boise, towards Sun Valley, if you're familiar with the territory there in Idaho. Beautiful snow basin out there. Denver, Colorado, going to get in on the snow. Wyoming, snowboard, the white gold. It's going to be cranking on up here and spreading off towards the south. While that's going on, there's our front now this evening down to the south of us. Our big nor'easter has pulled on out. But look at this snowstorm now. Travel troubles here out west. And then we've got a little bit of moisture overspreading the Gulf of Mexico, heading back our way tomorrow. Not a lot of rain, but could be a nuisance up towards Daytona Beach right now. A good fair amount of sunshine. Here's the reason for the rain tomorrow. Little disturbance here is cranking on up. And it's going to go up and over this big ridge of high pressure. So the majority of the moisture stays to the north. Clouds are going to be on the increase later on tonight, and the rain will be arriving towards daybreak in our northern communities. Low 60s up north, middle upper 60s on south and east. We're running about 10 to 11 degrees colder than this time yesterday up to the north as the temperatures were just beginning their fall. But watch Futurecast here. You can see clouds starting to thicken on up well after sunset, and then by daybreak, a few showers up towards Marion and Flagler County as folks are probably trying to get out there and do a little bit of that Black Friday Christmas shopping. We'll start out in the low 50s north and west, middle and upper 50s Orlando on south and east. So we're watching that Gulf system. The majority of the rain stays to the north, but showers will be arriving, we do believe, during the afternoon hours in the metro areas. Ocala, a few showers around in the morning, a lot of clouds. That'll keep temperatures in check in the mid-60s. As we play it on out for you, there goes that disturbance. Not a whole lot of moisture with it. If anything, it's weakening on approach to the peninsula. But what's going to happen is another little disturbance will develop along the tail end of it and bring us some shower activity over the weekend. Let's take a look at tomorrow afternoon's high temperatures, staying in the 60s up north, near 70 down towards Kissimmee and St. Cloud. Golfing tomorrow, a few sprinkles from time to time, not enough to prevent you from playing 18 holes tomorrow. Then the attractions, the festival, the holidays over at Epcot are now underway. A sprinkle or two, no big deal. Don't cancel any plans. Another disturbance rides along this front. A few showers Saturday, and again on Sunday we've got this rapid flow ongoing here across the Gulf, but nothing significant. A few isolated showers as the Knights are taking on the Cougars. Kickoff there at noon, and as we take a look now at your updated 7-day forecast, a few showers around Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As we get into early next week, some of the coolest air of the season could be on the way by the middle of next week, and we have a new TD out there in the tropical Atlantic. That story in the next half hour.
The holidays are here at our major theme parks.
We'll tell you how they're lighting up over the next few weeks, but first,
just family coming together, eating good food, spending good time.
It's a day of giving thanks, how people are celebrating this holiday, and what they say they are most grateful for.
Closed captioning is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers.
Tonight, NBC and Peacock are serving up an NFL football nightcap. 49ers. Touchdown! Seahawks. Wow! Tonight on NBC and Peacock.
This Thanksgiving, many are headed home for the holidays or they're spending time with friends. WESH 2 caught up with some people to ask what they're thankful for this Thanksgiving. And many told us that they're thankful for their loved ones and they're thankful just to be alive another day.
It means being grateful for the things that you have. Being thankful that we're still breathing, we're still living, we're still being able to experience life. I work at a hospital, so I see downfalls all day, and not everybody gets the next day.
That is some good perspective. We also asked them about any Thanksgiving traditions. One family has been hosting a meal at an Orlando park since 1993. WESH 2's Paula Tristan Aruda will tell us more about them coming up at 6 o'clock.
November is Native American Heritage Month, and we are highlighting how indigenous communities are building sustainable economies rooted in their cultural values. They've been employing thousands of workers and generating billions of dollars in state, regional, and federal economies. President Biden is set to host leaders from some of the 574 federally recognized tribes at the White House next month. A man in Missouri faces homelessness after Social Security ordered him to pay tens of thousands of dollars. Tim Middaugh has been receiving Social Security benefits for years, but recently he says he got a letter from the agency saying he was overpaid and now owes more than $62,000. According to the government, Tim is not alone. Out of more than 65 million people who receive benefits, about 1 million also received notification letters that they too were overpaid. Decades ago, the government says by law the money must be paid back. The problem is getting attention on Capitol Hill right now, where the head of the Social Security Administration recently testified that they are reviewing all of these overpayments.
All right, we are officially in the holiday season.
We are. The focus now shifting from Thanksgiving to Black Friday, the top toys of 2024 that will make any kid excited Christmas morning. Plus,
And then I started noticing actual like empty packages, paper, you know, the tags ripped off of things, and then probably something slipped into a pocket or slipped into a bag or something.
A downtown DeLand store owner has said that shoplifting and a surge in shoplifting is forcing her to take proactive measures to protect her product. How they're helping keeping their merchandise safe.
Matter of Fact with Soledad O'Brien, Sundays at 10 a.m. on WESH 2. Sponsored locally by your Southern Lexus dealers. WESH 2 News continues.
Families all across Central Florida are gathering for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but it's been a pretty bumpy road getting to some holiday destinations with weather and traffic impacting plans.
So we want you to stay safe over the holiday weekend. AAA's Tow to Go program is running now until 6 o'clock Monday morning. If you have a few drinks tonight, AAA will send a tow truck to take you to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. But this is not a replacement for finding a designated driver. Right. This is designed, of course, as a last resort.
Yes. The backup to the backup.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about our weather, Tony. We're talking about some of those destinations. You know, if you're coming here, you're probably fine, but it depends if you're going somewhere else, you know, west.
Yeah, New England's good. West is going to be, I think, the trouble spots here the next 48 hours. But here locally, we'll have some rain, but I don't think it's going to be anything significant here. It's stuff that would kind of delay a flight or anything like that. You can see the beginnings there of an area of low pressure coming out of Texas into Louisiana. The main bulk of that moisture will ride up and north and over central Florida. There's that area of low pressure we are talking about. It's going to go up and over a big ridge of high pressure that's south of central Florida. You can see the live radar here. Things are pretty quiet with the Tampa Bay radar. Temperatures outside right now, low 60s up to the north, upper 60s down south. Light winds for the most part, comfortably crisp and cool out there tonight. Futurecast shows that the clouds will be thickening on up with this approaching system, and there will be a few showers towards daybreak in our northern communities. This will advance southward during the day tomorrow. We'll break that down for you straight ahead. For tonight, though, we're in good shape. Temperatures falling back into the upper 50s by 11 o'clock. Guys, over to you.
All right, Tony, thank you. After Thanksgiving, it's time to officially, you know, ring in the holiday season. Our theme parks and attractions already put up lights and decor, and they're already welcoming families from all over the world.
WESH 2's Christina Watkins shows us some of what you can experience this year. I love that.
I know, me too. May have to steal that. There are also plenty of holiday festivities for families outside the parks, like Gaylord Palms Ice Celebration and dazzling to enjoy, like Dazzling Nights at Lou Gardens. To learn more and see what's happening in your neighborhood, just go to our website, wesh.com.
Hundreds of people living without a home will get a warm meal today thanks to some special chefs. Check this out. The culinary team at Disney World cooked up to 1,000 Thanksgiving meals. This is something they've been doing for the last 25 years. Volunteers are serving them today to families and children at the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida and Harbor House of Central Florida. And all these Thanksgiving celebrations are really highlighting a need in Central Florida. A recent report shows food insecurity is on the rise, and that means more and more people don't have access to enough food. Almost 13% of all households across the country are food insecure, and nearly 9% of families with kids were at times unable to provide a healthy meal. Both of those categories are up slightly from 2 years ago. We've been seeing both lower and middle income families coming out to our local food pantries, and now the Biden administration is working to tame rising food costs to help all of us.
It's also important to make sure that we're investing in families. One of the things this report identified is that over half of the families who are food insecure right now depend on a USDA program to make sure that they have access to the food that they need.
Some families have been struggling ever since those pandemic-era programs like expanded SNAP benefits expired. That strain is adding more stress on food banks. And the need for food is so great in Central Florida, and that's why this year's Share Your Christmas Food Drive is benefiting Second Harvest Food Bank, and it will be a big one-day extravaganza. Join us at one of these 6 county locations on your screen on Friday, December 8th. We will be in all of these locations from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. that day, collecting your donated goods. The full details on how you can get involved are on the Share Your Christmas page of WESH.com. Across the country, many big retail stores, even small businesses, are dealing with a rise in theft. And right here in Volusia County, one DeLand store is no exception. WESH 2's Volusia County Bureau reporter Pamela Combe finds the owner of Pretty Little Things is starting to lock up some of her products. A report from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office says there was an 11% increase in shoplifting countywide between January and June of this year when compared to last.
All right, if you were in downtown Orlando this morning, you could not miss the parade of turkey hats, turkey costumes, and general excitement of thousands of people running. WESH 2 is a proud partner of the 34th annual Seniors First Turkey Trot 5K, and we, of course, had our own Michelle Meredith there from beginning to end.
So much to be thankful for.
It is, and you know, I don't know that we could have sent a better reporter out there. You were helping her with her turkey call the other day, right?
I just need to explain. Michelle Meredith puts 110% into everything she does. Everything. She had me looking up turkey calls last night at my desk because she was researching because she wanted to partake in the turkey call contest.
I think she gets an A+.
She's fantastic. I know. All right.
Love it.
It is a store for elementary students that fills the basic needs that so many have been going without a home.
It is our way to give the kids some things that they need on a daily basis.
The local school making sure that no student sits in class in dirty clothes in this week's Community Champion. Next.
WESH 2 First Warning Traffic, helping you get from here to there with ease. Warning you of delays and giving you the best route. Watch Megan Mackey weekdays on WESH 2 News Sunrise.
Parents and teachers know all too well that younger kids sometimes need a change of clothes during the school day.
And this week's Community Champion, the Dr. Phillips Rotary Club, partnered with a local school to make sure students always have something new to wear, regardless of the circumstances.
WESH 2's Sheldon Dutez takes us inside the Tiger store at Tangelo Park Elementary School.
Absolutely love it. Wow. Now, do you know someone with a history of doing good here in Central Florida? Well, if so, WESH 2 wants to know about them. Nominate those with a track record of giving back for a community WESH 2 Community Champion Spotlight. Email us details about your nominee to communitychampion@wesh.com, and they could be featured right here on WESH 2 on Thursdays.
All right, bringing in the chief now to discuss a little bit of weather. Tony, we couldn't have asked for a better Thanksgiving. Yeah. It was nearly perfect out there.
You know, I didn't get any complaints about the turkey trot from the runners, so that's good news there. And kudos to Shelton. I mean, he's been one busy fellow this week.
I know. He's everywhere.
Yeah, it's great job. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, running, reporting, he's doing a little bit of everything. Let me take you guys back outside right now. There's a live look in there. You can see over towards downtown Disney, Cirque du Soleil. You can see we've got a few clouds building on in. Big ridge of high pressure to the north and the east. Low pressure's organizing there in southeast Texas. The core of this moisture is going to go to our north, but the tail end of that front there has some bright white clouds, so more than likely we'll at least get a few showers out of this as we get you through the day tomorrow. First up north and then venturing southward throughout the course of the afternoon. Temperatures up north in the low 60s, down south in the upper 60s. 24-hour temperature change here, anywhere from 1 to 11 degrees colder than this time yesterday. Futurecast shows clear skies early on. Here come the clouds, though. The deeper we get into the evening with rain up in our northern communities here by daybreak tomorrow morning, that energy will drop through the metro areas on into the afternoon and kind of weaken on approach. You can see the clouds thickening on up. And again, we're starting out 51 Reddick, 52 Denellen, 55 in Bellevue, a little bit more to the south. Leesburg 55, Webster you're at 54. Claremont coming in at 56 degrees. So off to the east we head. Viera you're at 59, Melbourne 61, Celebration, Davenport, Kissimmee about 57, Apopka 56, DeLand 54. Over towards the coast we head. Daytona Beach you're running in the mid-50s. All right, watching that Gulf moisture. Clouds, a few showers up north early, then spreading southward into the metro areas by the afternoon. 12-hour forecast here. Plenty of clouds, Daytona Beach. A few showers here on into the mid to late morning hours. There's a look at 7, 8, 9. You can see the moisture dropping on in. late morning, early afternoon in our northern communities, and then returning down to the south as we get you into the 2 to 9 o'clock time frame in our southern communities, and a good deal of clouds. So again, up north, down south, a little bit of rain, not a whole lot to add up into those rain gauges there. Temperatures area wide out the door tomorrow morning, 64 to 73. Not much of a spread with all the clouds gathering here overnight tonight. Universal Studios temperatures will be near 70. A few isolated sprinkles, no big deal. We've got a very fast flow. Disturbance after disturbance after disturbance coming in and off the Gulf of Mexico. So it's a very muddy weather pattern here, meaning that there will be pockets of rain, a lot of clouds. Temperatures will be on the cool side if you headed towards Exploria Stadium on Saturday for the playoff game against the Columbus Crew. And a lot of clouds, 1 or 2 sprinkles here. And then I want to show you something. Here comes another front. This is much stronger. This is going to usher in some cooler air as we get you into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I'm working on a graphic highlighting the potential for some of the coolest air of the fall season thus far. Out here into the tropics, we have Invest 90 now. Not going to do much to us, but just, again, a testament that hurricane season does last until the end of November. So a few showers through the upcoming weekend, a little bit warmer Sunday and Monday, turning much, much cooler there. How about that? 48 degrees Wednesday morning in Orlando. If that happens, that'll be the coldest temperature thus far this fall season.
Okay.
Okay.
After the big Thanksgiving feast, thoughts turn to holiday shopping.
Of course, and there's no bigger way to get it done than this weekend, right? We have the top toys that your child will be excited to see under the Christmas tree this year, and a whole bunch more of the top gifts next.
Closed captioning is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers.
Join us in celebration of a time-honored tradition. Christmas at Rockefeller Center is sponsored locally on NBC by Boulevard. Available at K Jewelers.
Our partners with Good Housekeeping Institute want to help you find that perfect gift. So we are talking about toys picked by kids.
Yes, okay, let's start with the Young, Wild, and Friedman Sensory Kit. It's packed full with everything your child needs to engage in open-ended, screen-free sensory play. Next, Little Life Pets, My Puppy's Home. Your child builds the doghouse, and when they open the door, an interactive dog is there. Now, for the crafty or fashionista kids, there's the Cool Maker Pop-Style Bracelet Maker. Kids can whip up new accessories in a snap.
And for the Mario fan, Jack's Pacific fire-breathing Bowser at 7 inches tall. His mouth glows red and he blows smoke. WESH 2 and Good Housekeeping are both owned by the Hearst Corporation. You can find the entire gift-giving guide on WESH.com.
All right, I know it's kind of bad, but we're rewrapping some of the old gifts that they never really played with. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
It's new to them, and they don't watch the show, so they won't know. WESH 2 News at 6 is straight ahead with plenty of more ways that Central Florida is giving thanks this Thanksgiving.
Yes, a church forced to close their food pantry is back open tonight. Why they're able to fill the plates for a lot of people this holiday.
Plus, the nation's first auto safety center is opening right here in our area. How it could prevent safety problems and figure out what's causing some vehicles to burst into flames.
The closing bell on WESH 2 is sponsored by Todd Minor Law.